Dozens of Somali businesses are on the verge of closing down in Minnesota. I want to say it's an entire mall strip called Caramel. This is what the business owners had to say.
Everybody was dreaming to open business this small, but not anymore. It's very slow. We're not making any money. If this problem is continuous, I don't think we can have our business.
I live South Minneapolis. If you walk around, you think nobody lives the area.
I think ICE is here to destroy the Minneapolis, harassing people, closing our businesses.
We have to come out and, fight our rights.
I was volunteering last 3 days to explain in my community and tell them how important it is to do assembly, to do the protesting.
ICE, we will see you.
Do y'all think this is more evidence that there was fraud funding these businesses? Because ICE was out there before all these protests, like before they start getting media coverage like this. ICE was out there in December. And I remember when Nick Shirley was doing these videos, you rarely seen any people in those strip malls. Anyway, they weren't really packed like that. Anyway, and then Minnesota just launched this nationwide shutdown not to go to businesses or support any businesses or shopping. I mean, that's added to their businesses too. Their businesses shut down. Nobody's outside unless they're protesting ICE. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think ICE played a role in this, or it's just because the fraud is being exposed and the funding stopped?
ICE out of Minnesota. ICE out of Minnesota. My name is Ibrahim. I'm of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I'm Somali, and Minneapolis is my home. We are here to speak up and fight back against the racist attacks that have been leveled against the Somali community, the immigrant community, and the people of Minnesota. Carmel Mall, which is the cornerstone of the Somali community, with hundreds of stores, restaurants, and cafes. Thousands of business owners, and patrons come to the mall every day. We Somalis are not only business owners, we are Uber drivers, airport workers, healthcare workers, engineers, janitors, and doctors, and more. We help make the city run. We help make the state run. Now it is time to stand up for our brothers and sisters in the immigrant community who are terrorized by ICE. We want to stand up against the terror that's been inflicted on our community. We want to demand justice for Renee Nicole Good and all the people impacted by the violence. We want to announce that we are joining the call to shut it down. No school, no work, no shopping on this Friday, January 23rd.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video,
so hundreds of Somali business owners are threatening that they're going to close January 23rd to protest the ICE deportations. Oh no, wherever will the children go to daycare?
now in America, especially where, cities where Somali communities build strong local economies, thousands of Somali-owned businesses are shutting down. Grocery stores, restaurants, trucking companies, daycare, small shops, many are closing their doors suddenly. The reason being reported and discussed widely is aggressive ICE enforcement and mass deportation. For many Americans watching this unfold, the reactions are mixed. Some are shocked, some are confused, some are quietly saying, we didn't think it would go this far. And now, many within the affected communities are asking for empathy, support, and understanding from the wider public. So guys, let's jump right into today's video. Please consider subscribing. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up as well, and drop your own take in the comment section as we watch together. Let's go watch, then I'll come back with more commentary.
Thank you, Salman, and good morning again. My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and J.D. Vance. Some of the key issues of the community are the global wars, and we're for peace. Economic issues, family values, and education are some of the critical issues that this community cares. On top of that, this community cares about the economic issues and the inflation. With all these and a number of other issues, the community came together and fully is standing behind President Donald J. Trump. Yes. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left us, join the right, vote for Trump 2024, vote for George Rabe 2024, vote for Maisie Young in St. Paul 2024, vote for Tajud in CD3 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here, and he's endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
So that's how it started. In 2024, the Somalian leaders, the community leaders, the Muslim leaders, the business leaders, the youth leaders, they all endorsed bone spurs. And then in that same conference, they encouraged everybody to not only vote for bone spurs, but to also vote for everybody down the ticket that could essentially give bone spurs the army he needed to make the changes that he was saying he was going to make. Now, the reason why they said they voted for bone spurs is because of the global wars. I'm assuming the situation over there with Is Not So Real and the people that they are taking out. So you guys heard that that peace deal that went on over there, that wasn't really very much of a peace deal for those people, that's gone. And we're back to square one, essentially, with Is Not So Real attacking and striking that area. So what exactly did you gain from that vote? I wonder if you guys are protesting and speaking out against the Bone Spurs administration for literally doing absolutely nothing. It's not even being reported that I can see that he is even trying to talk to Yahoo to get him to stop brutalizing those people. There is no end to the brutalization of those people in sight. Biden was doing way more, and Kamala would have taken an even harder stance against Yahoo than Biden or Bone Spurs. But yet, you guys decided you were going to go with Bone Spurs, who had already said during the campaign that that area looked like good beachfront property. He also said that he would let Yahoo do whatever he wanted. He said that during the campaign. And you guys thought that he was going to do something about global wars? Uh-huh. You also mentioned something about education. He dismantled the Department of Education. How'd that go for you? Economic issues. How about those price of eggs, huh? They're working out for you? They've come down, but literally everything else has gone up. Good job. Good job on that one. You got your price of eggs, but every other thing else that you buy has gone up. Family values. Wonderful. So child essayers are now the arbiters of family values now, huh? Is that what we're going with? I see. Got it. And inflation. That pretty much goes with economics. Fail. Epic fail. But you know what? Let's see if Bone Spurs is showing any type of loyalty for the fact that the Somalians in Minnesota decided to go against Kamala Harris. He said a whole host of other issues. I'm personally thinking that the issue that they had, one of the biggest issues that they just didn't say, was the fact that she was a woman. And women just can't have that much power, can they? I mean, in some communities, women aren't even allowed to drive, not allowed to leave the house without a male escort, not allowed to speak their minds or have any semblance of independence. Are you sure that the host of other things you were talking about didn't have anything to do with the fact that there would be a woman president? You picked 2024 knowing exactly what Bone Spurs said that he was going to do to decide that you want to vote for the Republican male? Is that it? I'm just asking questions. I don't know for sure, but it seems kind of sus to me. Because obviously, if you had his back so much that you would vote against the first black woman president for all your reasons, then he would return that favor and make sure to take care of your community, right? Let's see.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars. And they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody will say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. But when they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Now, Bone Spurs is talking about a scandal that happened with a handful of Somalians in the Minnesota area who stole close to $1 billion in federal aid funds during the pandemic. They were claiming that they were giving meals and services that they really weren't giving. And they had created fake invoices to try to cover their tracks when it came to those funds. And what they were stealing from were programs that were mainly geared toward children, like SNAP and Medicaid and other programs like that. Now, mind you, this was only about 5 or 6 Somalians who were running this scheme. And in no way is that a reflection on the entire Somali community. If we were doing that, then we would be side-eyeing every single white person that we saw, because they are by far the top contenders in these types of white-collar fraud crimes. But that's not going to stop Bone Spurs from letting 6 Somalians who defrauded the system bring down the entirety of the Somali community. But I guess that's something that these leaders didn't take into account. You may kowtow and bow down to a white supremacist racist, but they will always be a white supremacist racist, and they're never going to like you. As a proud member of the 92%, I would like to speak for all of us when I say, we told you so. Have the life you voted for.
We tried to tell y'all 20 years ago when y'all started mass immigrating to Minnesota that something would happen to your youth. But you guys chose to take that moment and talk about how lost and how violent and how uneducated our youth was. You guys took that opportunity when we were trying to tell you that something is going on with the system in Minnesota that causes minority youth to go crazy and basically out of their mind with war and hate. We try to tell y'all, right? 20 years ago, probably more than 20 years ago, we tried to tell y'all. Y'all took the opportunity to tell us how out of control our black kids was and how lost they is and how better y'all is than us, right? Now look at it. Every time I turn on the news, y'all kids is on there shooting up schools, shooting up parties, shooting up malls, shooting up blocks, shooting up everything. It's almost like y'all brought that warrior, fighter, civil war stuff that's over there in y'all country. It's almost like y'all brought it here. And we tried to tell y'all, invest in community things for the children. We tried to tell y'all, invest in after school places for the children. We tried to tell y'all, invest in mentorship for the children. But guess what? Y'all ain't do it because y'all didn't want our little black kids involved, right? Right? Now look at you. Y'all done bought up the Boys and Girls Clubs over in Minneapolis, planning on turning them into housing when really y'all need to turn them back into Boys and Girls Clubs so these kids can have somewhere safe to go where there are mentors that are going to help guide them into the right path for life. Let's talk about that. Y'all steadily building malls. Y'all steadily building housing. Y'all forgetting about schools for the kids. Y'all just then left them kids behind, huh? Y'all ain't even care about y'all kids. That's why y'all was talking shit about ours, huh? Now look at y'all, gotta backtrack. And y'all really need to link up with the other minorities on this, more specifically the black ones, because we've been trying to tell y'all for 20 years that they done took the trades out the school. We done tried to tell y'all for 20 years that they done took all the community centers up out of the neighborhoods. We've been trying to tell y'all for years that they took all the programs and camps away from the churches. We've been trying to tell y'all that we seen the demise of our kids happening before our eyes while we are being oppressed and can barely do anything about it. Y'all came over here, y'all got them government grants, y'all using all of our government money to bring more people here, but y'all ain't doing nothing for the community, and that is exactly why y'all's kids is turning out just like ours. Y'all didn't want to help ours, nobody's gonna save y'all's. I hate to be the breaker of bad news, but the fact of the matter is, we told y'all 20 years ago, but y'all was too busy. Oh, we're better. Y'all too busy doing that shit, right? Then to be listening and planning, huh? Now look at y'all. This administration on y'all ass, about to start redlining y'all, about to start taking everything away that they let y'all build. And look at y'all, didn't even build nothing for the kids. And now your kids is lost. And now they about to start filling up the prisons with them. They're not going to send y'all kids back to Somalia. They're going to start filling up the prison so they can get free labor out of y'all.
When businesses shut down, it's not just a building closing, it's families losing income, workers losing jobs, children feeling instability, neighborhoods losing services they depended on. Somali-owned businesses didn't pop up overnight, they were built over decades. Many started with nothing, long hours, family labor, small loans, and community support. These businesses became lifelines in neighborhood others ignored. They provided food, transportation, childcare, and employment where few options existed. So when deportations removed business owners, drivers, managers, and workers all at once, the collapse is immediate. That's what many Americans are reacting to right now. Even though a lot of people feel that some of these people voted for it, and you all know for a very long time, Somali immigrants have always said, and they are not black, not just Somali immigrants. Many Somalis have denying that they are not black. They don't want anything to do, have with black people. For many black Americans and other marginalized groups, this moment feels familiar because, black people have really understood this whole thing. They have seen it play out in different years, in different times and different years. There is sadness, yes, but there is also a sense of we've been here, we've seen this before. Aggressive enforcement doesn't stop at paperwork. It doesn't pause to consider community impact. Once the machinery start moving, it keeps going. Families are separated, economies shrink, neighborhoods suffer. What surprises some Americans now is that the impact is no longer abstract. It's not just numbers of the news. It's empty storefronts, unemployed workers, and communities scrambling. Now, many voices are asking for empathy, especially the Somalis now asking, for empathy and also asking people to shut down their business and come out to protest. They are asking the public to understand the pain, the fear, and the loss being experienced. And empathy is human. people losing their livelihood doesn't, deserve compassion, right? But at the same time, some Americans are asking hard questions. Where was this empathy when other communities were warning about harsh immigration policies? Where was this concern when mass deportation was being cheered as law and order? Where was the outrage when, enforcement was happening quietly to others? These questions are not meant to celebrate suffering. They are meant to, point out inconsistency. America has a habit of caring only when consequences become, personal. And for years, deportation was framed as something that happened to other people. It was easy to support tough policies when the damage felt distant. It was easy to ignore warnings when communities being affected had little political power or public empathy. Now that businesses are closing and economic damage is visible, the conversation has shifted. Suddenly, people are realizing that immigration enforcement is not a clean process. It's messy, it's destructive, and of course, it doesn't just remove individuals, it destabilizes entire communities. And yeah, the shutdown of small Somali businesses doesn't only hurt Somali, it also hurt employees of all backgrounds. It hurts customers who depend on affordable services. It hurt local economies that relied on those tax dollars. It hurt neighborhoods, already struggling. This is why many Americans are now reacting strongly. The ripple effect is impossible to ignore, you all know, and it is possible to hold two truths at the same time. You can feel empathy for families losing their livelihood, and you can still acknowledge that supporting harsh systems eventually leads to harm, okay? So, compassion should not be conditional, but accountability should not disappear either, okay? Many communities want that aggressive immigration policies would not stay targeted. They want that once enforcement expands, it really contracts, okay? They want that legal and illegal lines are often blurred in real life. Those warnings were really ignored by a lot of people, especially the Somalis as well. What's needed now is not blaming one group or demanding silence from others, it's reflection. This moment should force Americans to ask, who do we consider worthy of protection? Why does empathy arrive late? Why do we only question systems after they cause visible damage to a lot of people, right? If this crisis leads to deeper, understanding, policy reform, and broader compassion, then some good can still come from the pain, right? But guys, I'd love to round it up here. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. Please do what to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, drop your own take in the comment section, and I will see you all on my next video. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye, guys.